Hey, Lord Scarab. Is that what we call you,
Hey man, how
Lord
you doing?
Scarab, or is that just a pseudonym, of course?
I feel weird whenever I call myself the Pharaoh.
Yeah,
It's always a little bit weird,
of
but
course.
you can call me Bernardo.
All right, Bernardo.
It's my name.
Fantastic, fantastic execution. I've seen a lot of tomb forks. I've never seen one grow TVL this fast. I've never seen such strong price charts. I'm going to pull up the price charts here too. Anyone that doesn't know, this is Scarab.finance. It's a project, a tomb fork that popped up about 4 days ago on Phantom. Um, Currently, it's always going to operate just like Tomb, I suppose. It is a very clean fork. I looked at the code. You can LP GSCARAB or Scarab. I think the recommended strategy is to buy G, not S. Correct?
So the recommended strategy right now is that I mean we there's a little bit of variation. I
Right.
usually defend a 64 strategy where you're on 60% on Scarab Phantom LP farming Golden Scarab, and 40% on Golden Scarab farming Scarab, and liquidating 10% of your profits from the temple on your Golden Scarab. Every single time on every epoch, you compound what you made and liquidate 10%. So the reason we say this is for people to always be taking profit. I think it's very important for people to assure their investments, and it's a good way for people to feel safer. I don't think it's ever a good idea to never take profits from a project because, well, you're really risking it a lot. So we try to advise people to still take profits, but
Yeah.
follow the protocol because it's important for everyone to play in sync.
Yeah, I admired your execution from day one. Yeah, you told people in the beginning, before you even launched G-Scarab, you said, don't buy G-Scarab right away. People still did, of course, but you told them not to. I thought that was cool, and then you literally laid out in infographics the best strategy, and you said take profits every single day, all the time. And you really encourage
Yeah,
profit
it's
taking. And one
so
thing I
so
want to...
on the gold. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead. So on the golden scarab thing, we just on that one we should have anticipated that some people would have bought anyways. We were trying to warn people because
You did.
at that time we hadn't added liquidity at all to golden scarab on Spirit Swap.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
what we expected to happen was people farm golden scarab from their scarab phantom LP, and then they would add liquidity themselves. So, because there was no liquidity when people were buying golden scarab, it was just colossal price points, things that were just insane, like millions of dollars. And we were trying to warn people, hey, don't buy this at $40 million.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a huge loss of money.
you couldn't have been more clear. I was there. You couldn't have been more clear before you even launched the contract. You told everybody, don't buy this at $40 million. So it
Yeah, where
eventually
we,
dropped to about 800, and it's
yeah,
been moving
it,
very good since then. I gotta say I've been very impressed with the where you're close to peg. You're not too far off, like most projects. What is it now?
we should be at around two.
Yep,
Yeah,
1.97. That's
Perfect.
perfect. That's perfect for
Yeah,
being
so
4 days
that's
old.
a big concern of ours.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a huge concern of ours. We saw from every other tomb fork that we saw launch, or not every other. I don't want to say every tomb fork, but most of them. What we would see is a giant increase in value, like out of nowhere. Things just went parabolic, and then there's no way to keep up with this amount of growth and the amount of supply that you're generating so fast because there's so much money in such a short amount of time,
Yeah,
and will just kill your project. So we've been trying to focus on that. We know that being greedy right now is really not going to pay off. We got to think long term. It's the best way to go about this because steady growth is going to beat a massive explosion that's unsustainable.
yeah,
Every single day of the week.
yeah. Um, just looking at GSCARAB here, it went up like 800% from the bottom and only pulled back a little bit so far. I'm impressed with the strength of the purchases behind it. People are still coming in. And one thing I'm very impressed with, and I have to ask how you even manage it, is how quickly you got whitelisted on Spirit Swap. Both the tokens are on CoinMarketCap. You're on DeFi Llama.
So
how do you prove your legitimacy so quickly?
So it was hard to do at first, especially I think, everyone was looking at us and thinking, is this going to be a rug or not?
Of course.
It was hard to get people to trust us because, we understand.
Yeah.
It's normal in the current space, the situations that have been happening lately with some of these projects.
Yeah.
They've been rough, and I understand that people are super alert, and they should be. So I think what gave people that much trust in us is that we've been trying to be as transparent as possible. After the live AMA where me and the Mummy showed our faces to Tulip and to his community. Great. While we could, at least, I think that really helped. And on these partnerships, we're just reaching out to people because we understand that Phantom's a very community-driven network.
Yeah.
We actually were debating on marketing strategies, and we thought about posting YouTube ads and things like this right away. But we thought this isn't gonna help us. We're gonna be spending a massive amount of money, but community-driven marketing on Phantom is so powerful.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend practically any money. And you bring in people who are willing to learn and who are already informed on how these protocols work, which means you're not bringing in people who are going to affect your protocol in a negative way. And that's really crucial in these protocols. So we think it's really just a massive focus on community right now is the absolute essential for really any project on Phantom to starting out. It's really crucial, and we've been focusing on that. It's literally all of our marketing right now is focused on trying to get more partnerships and more collaborations that give us the legitimacy that we need and give us the exposure that we need. That said, we're trying to not do everything at once because we're trying to maintain a steady buy pressure on Scarab instead of having it moon right away. So we're holding off on a few things for now while we consolidate. I think today was a great consolidation day for us. We maintained the TVL that we had and got a little bit of diminishment in the peg, which is really healthy for the protocol. It gets a little control.
Yep.
We gained like 400 holders today, something like that.
That's great.
So
you couldn't have possibly.
It's really awesome.
You couldn't have possibly. I assume you didn't expect this much volume immediately.
No, we really didn't. We thought it would take a little bit more time to establish ourselves. We thought it was going to be a challenge, and we had a rough launch because there were a couple of delays, and people had been calling us a rug as soon as the first delay happened. People started feuding on us, and we thought we were worried, and we basically just decided, we're going to have to keep working on it, keep moving forward, do our very best, fix all the errors that we've had, take our lessons, and continue, expanding, because if we don't stop, if we stop, we're gonna die. So after the launch, we just started seeing like a massive amount of increase in our TVL, and at the very beginning, we weren't seeing it directly in our TVL. We were just seeing, because it wasn't changing, but our peg was dropping massively, and the TVL was remaining the same. So as soon as that started happening, we realized, we're in a really good position, because this means there's a lot more liquidity behind us than there was. And these consolidation periods are important because they're a real good testing point for, are we growing solidly and in a stable manner or not? And having these consolidation periods really,
it's exactly
really
what I'm looking at. When I seen the price pull back to 3.6K, and then it didn't even drop that fast, and it found support. That's what people want to see right now. They want to see the consolidation. They don't want to see it keep going up forever. You know, no matter how bullish or in the money you are, you don't want it to keep going up forever. It's unsustainable. So this is a healthy consolidation, and it's exactly what I look at. And I look at TVL, and your TVL's been growing like crazy. It's you definitely pulled it off. You definitely gained the trust of the community, and that's not an easy feat. So congratulations there. I see.
Big thanks, man.
I see the. Let me just pull it back up. It is the DAO and team allocations is about 10,500 vested linearly over 12 months. So there will be no cliff. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So the protocol is designed for the payments to the DAO and to the devs themselves to go up gradually over time, so it doesn't just explode out of nowhere, because well, that would be unfair, because it would automatically make us the biggest whales in the project.
Right.
And I think everyone was worried about that, because well, that's not what crypto is supposed to be. It's supposed to be decentralized. Even the makers of the project shouldn't have, absolute control over what happens. And I think that's one of the problems that a lot of people have with Tomb right now, is that a handful of people control everything.
You're right.
And that's a big concern, and it was a big concern for our users at the beginning, and we're trying to give them an assurance that we're going to be big in our project, because we made it, so of course we're going to be big, but we're not going to control everything with just ourselves. That's why we have to focus on our community and making sure everyone's informed and what they should do to help the protocol, if they want to, of course. But, for people to have this information, because if they don't, I'm not going to control the price like Harry. I can't. And I'm just not capable of it. I can't, do a Harry candle and bring our peg from 0.2 to 1.2 in a second. I need people around us to help out and to participate and to be informed on how they should work around this protocol, how they function, how you can make money and help the protocol and keep your printer going. And instead of trying to take your profits too fast and then end up getting burned, you can go steady over time. Always be taking profits, because you should, but go steady, secure investment, continuously compound, and as we grow, the amount that you're going to make is also going to grow. It's the whole goal. One of the goals was to give a chance to everyone who missed out on Tomb to have an actual opportunity to get in early on a project like this, because we knew that if it worked, it will work really well. So our focus is on right now making sure that our protocol is as healthy as we can keep it, and that we focus on this, which is growing steadily to make sure people can all have, that people that got in early are all secured with their investment. They can all be satisfied. They can be a little bit more confident that they're not going to lose money on our project anymore, because they already secure their investment.
That's where I'm at.
Investment.
I've already taken everybody who I've shared the coin with. We've already taken out profits, so we're already in the green. It's all house money now, honestly. We were just lucky to be there day one, and we're only on day 4. It's amazing. It's really amazing what you've done here. You got both tokens on CoinMarketCap, and T-Share's not on CoinMarketCap yet. Did you realize that?
I wasn't aware that T-Shares were on CoinMarketCap yet.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a little fun fact. You got it in 2 days, right?
Yeah, it was really fast. We got ourselves. We didn't expect it to be that fast.
Of course not.
We got our Scarab token listed on CoinMarketCap, I think on day 1 or day 2, and the day after that we got Golden Scarab, and it was really helpful. It helped bring a lot of exposure. We We also, Golden Scarab, I think when it got onto CoinMarketCap, it actually made an even bigger difference, because when Scarab got onto CoinMarketCap, we were still, stabilizing from the initial ICO price to go closer to the peg. And when we got on to CoinMarketCap, with Scarab, that means that people were seeing a big decrease in value, and I think that can scare off a lot of people who don't know what your protocol does and are just checking out new coins on CoinMarketCap. But Golden Scarab, when it came on, it was really hot. It got on trending. Now both Scarab and Golden Scarab since then have both been on trending on CoinMarketCap, and it that gave us a huge boost, because it brought a lot of people's attention to our project, and it brought their attention to something that right now is for people who want to ape in. It's better for them to ape in into Golden Scarab for us. It is for them to ape into Scarab Phantom LP, because if they ape into Scarab Phantom LP, and that's millions of dollars coming in a short amount of time, it's going to moon our price, and we really don't want to do that.
Right, that's not
so
sustainable.
It was very helpful for us. Yeah, exactly. It's just unsustainable. So we are aware of this. It's a big focus for us.
Yeah, pretty much everything you guys have done from day one is the opposite of what a rug pull would do. So, I mean, fantastic. I would rarely never have a new coin on within the first 4 days on my channel, but everything just looks fine. Only thing I don't see you on yet is DBank, but that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard to get on DBank.
Yeah, and when we're trying to get listed on there, we're getting the votes.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get it, we'll be announcing it. It can be a challenge, because they only accept votes that have so much money in their wallets.
Yeah,
so
I couldn't
we're
vote
still trying
for
to get
it,
listed on it.
but I would have. Yeah, it popped up on Deck Screener day one, Keck.tools day one, everyone's screeners. It just popped up on day one because of the sheer amount of interest in buying right away. I was in your Discord at launch. It was, I don't know how many people were there, but it was more than the usual launch that I've seen. And why did you pick Phantom instead of anything else?
So we get that asked a lot.
Of course.
And we did it for two reasons. First, we believe that the Phantom network really lends itself to these sorts of projects. It's a big part of why Tomb succeeded.
Yes.
And why some of these projects don't work in other networks is because these networks aren't as community driven as Phantom. It creates a difficulty in explaining how to work around the protocol to your users. And we knew that on Phantom, not only would we have a lot of users that are already used to Tomb, so they are aware of the protocol, but we could teach the guys who don't know how these things work, and by bringing them on Discord and talking to them and explaining to them how everything works. So this was the first reason. Second reason is because we thought it would be bold to, actually try to compete with Tomb instead of just running away from them like everyone was doing. And we knew there was a big need for an actual project that worked and that wasn't going to steal people's money on Phantom, and that would do exactly some of the things that Tomb does and work with that protocol, but actually be legit and actually try to compete. No one was trying to do it. Everyone that was doing it was just using it for a quick cash grab and rug pulling.
Yep.
And we knew that it was big to actually have the courage to go up against Tomb. We thought basically it was a risk. We would either get blown out instantly, or we would actually, our idea was going to be proven right, which is there was a big need for someone to compete with Tomb, because some people want a platform like this that they can go to and try to get in early instead of arriving late to carry everyone else's bags.
Yeah, a lot of people feel like they're late to Tomb, so this is very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And fortunately for us, our theory was proven right, and there is a big need for this on Phantom.
So you guys went into this
we're
thinking
working,
if it survives launch, then it's gonna survive.
yeah, essentially we thought two things. We thought if it survives launch and it doesn't completely go parabolic, so
Right.
we thought a good launch for us was to grow a little bit in TVL. We were hoping for 1 million on day one. It didn't happen, but we got there eventually. On day two, we were already above it, but that's what we were hoping for on day one. And we just wanted to make sure that the peg would never go like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10x. We were worried about that, and we wanted to make sure that also would happen. But it was essentially two scenarios, which is we either go ballistic and our peg goes way over what it's supposed to, and we're gonna die, and it's gonna take a little bit while of time until we die, but we're going to die if we go way over the peg.
Yeah.
Or we would just collapse on launch and die instantly. Those are our two biggest concerns, and we thought if we can make it past this hump, we're gonna be in a way more safer place, in a more stable situation, and we believe that we are getting more and more consolidated and in a better position by the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially those were our two biggest concerns, was either collapsing instantly or going parabolic and then collapsing.
No, the
And
volume.
none
the
of those
order
happened,
books,
so
it's all healthy looking. Yeah, there's massive volume. Order books, there's plenty of profits being taken. Plenty of new people coming in. It looks like a very healthy project, and I'm glad I found it. And was there a pre-sale for G or S?
no. So for Scarab, there was a pre-sale. We did an ICO round. We were selling them at 3 Phantom a piece. And for GSCARAB, you couldn't buy it on the pre-sale. You could just farm it with Scarab Phantom LP. This is why we didn't add liquidity, is because all the GSCARAB that was minted, essentially 0.01 was given by us to add liquidity, but just because we needed to make the pair and create and set a price.
Right.
But as soon as we did that, we didn't add any more liquidity, because what was supposed to happen was people would farm Golden Scarab with their Scarab Phantom LP, and then they would stake it and add liquidity themselves that way, and that way we wouldn't be, a huge holder in tokens and in both LPs.
It's a good move.
Fortunately for us, it worked out, and people
Yeah.
and people did that, and it everything's been going according to predictions, which is really awesome to see. It's that our studies have paid off, and we spent a lot of time studying how these things work, to be aware of what we have to look out for, what we got to be careful about, and how to maximize our profits. And it's really awesome to see that everything's been panning out as we expected it to.
Yeah, I knew as these tomb forks were launching all over the place, I knew that it needed a certain type of development team to be sustainable. You need a certain type of dedication to the protocol and admiration for the code, even, to run something like this and be successful. If you're ignorant to the way, if you're not really invested in, like you said in the documentation, you admire Tomb's code, and so do
Yeah,
I. It's amazing, and unfortunately,
it's idea.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's whale territory over on T-Share.
Yeah,
So-
it is. It's really wheel driven.
Yeah, so it was a real relief to see Scarab pop up. Of course, I was skeptic. Everyone's skeptic immediately when there's a fork. But
Yeah.
you got my trust. You got CoinMarketCap's trust. Everything. Now for the ICO, I assume there's a moderate vesting schedule. Can you talk on that? Or was it immediately available?
So the ICO, we made it immediately available. We didn't add the liquidity pairs until we launched the liquidity until we launched.
Okay.
So essentially, the ICO was a week. We were selling the scarabs, like I said before, at 3 Phantom, and you wouldn't you at unfortunately, because someone created a pair on Spooky that wasn't supposed to, and at a much higher price than we were going to set it. You could actually trade it before we added liquidity and created a pair on Spirit Swap, because someone created that pair with a different price and people were trading on it, and it was concerning for us because people were scared of it like 14 Phantom when you could literally just go on the ICO website and buy it for 3. So I didn't get it why people were falling for that, but
Yeah.
some people did. But we only added liquidity ourselves to Scarab Phantom LP on Spirit Swap on the day of the launch. We set the price that we needed to set and added liquidity, and that's when official trading could start. Because until then, the pairs had a very small amount of liquidity, and any sale really would have a gigantic price impact. So it wasn't really official trading season when we launched. Yeah, we fully allowed it all trading. We created the pairs for people to be able to swap on and sell if they wanted to, or buy if they wanted to on Spirit Swap, and just let the market define the price and get with the launch.
At this point, all majority, like 99% of the liquidity is all user driven. Am I correct?
Yeah, we gave a
Just
very
a
small percentage of liquidity. We provided 20,000 Phantom liquidity. There's more than 1 million right now. So, we really didn't provide a lot. We probably not the biggest whales right now in our project. At least we expect us not to be. But the reality is, people asked us to do that. We thought, at first we were thinking of adding, all the ICO money to liquidity. We wanted to do that because we thought, it would be fair to provide the amount of exit liquidity that people provided for the ICO. But our users asked us not to. They said, and and some people made some good points, and we had to rethink how we were going to do that part, because essentially we thought they told, you're going to become gigantic instantly, and you're going to have most of the liquidity inside the project, and you're going to be the biggest fucking whales by far.
Yeah.
And we were thinking about it, and we thought, yeah, that's true. If I add all this liquidity right now, I can boost my TVL and I can boost the price of Scarab right now and make people happy in the short term. But I'm gonna be gigantic, and I'm gonna be dumping on everyone.
Yep.
And I'm gonna control the whole market, which is the whole opposite of what we were trying to do, anyways.
Yeah, you mentioned, and we were chatting. You mentioned something about arbitrage bot eventually being launched to help, and utilizing the community as one giant whale to combat other whales. Can you talk on that and how certain strategy might help?
Yeah. So we were tinkering around with an idea to generate value so we could keep our peg healthy and essentially do the buybacks that Harry can provide for Tomb. But we aren't that rich. We couldn't do that ourselves from our own pockets. That was never going to happen. So we thought, what is a good way to actually use liquidity that people are providing? Because we knew that was the easy part. It was getting people to add liquidity on these sorts of projects. People have a lot of interest, so they gain a lot of liquidity really fast. So we knew that part wasn't going to be very hard. So what we thought is, we have a revenue-driven asset, a liquidity-driven asset, I mean, that generates revenue in the form of an arbitrage bot that essentially just runs on money to generate more money. And what we thought was, if we use this as a way for people to stake their Phantom into our arbitrage bot. A percentage of this profits goes directly to the stakers because it's fair. You're not going to be staking for nothing, and the rest goes to Scarab buybacks when we fall below peg. So but essentially, we thought of this as a way to generate revenue and actually sustain refunds in a way that it's on more than just having more people on the protocol and having more people jumping in. We thought it would be a good way to go about it is essentially create a liquidity-driven machine that can generate revenue for us, and that way we can basically leverage the power of our community and the power of all of our stakers into creating our own whale. And working towards this goal has been challenging. It still poses its challenges sometimes, and it's really hard because these projects are difficult to maintain if you're trying to go without relying on whales. So we're going to continue to strive towards it because we really see that decentralization is a wonderful thing. It's one of the things that makes me very passionate about crypto, is the fact that no one person can control this. It's not a one-man universe. You can't run this thing yourself, and you can't control things by yourself. It's everyone inside the networks defines what happens, and that to us is really huge. And we're trying to create a protocol where that's the result, is people decide what happens, and people really have the say and the push to get things done and to maintain the protocol themselves without having to rely on if 20 guys feel good that day and don't want to dunk on everyone and then buy back when everyone's selling, panicking to make a giant profit.
Well, the distribution looks pretty good to me so far. I've been watching wallets, watching buys, and just doing my due diligence. It looks pretty equally spread out. You got a lot of people buying, a lot of people selling. It looks way more stable than I thought it would look at this point. Or even on day one, it was more stable than I thought it would look. So every time the price comes down, consolidates a little bit, and doesn't fall, it builds faith every single day. More people trust it. And if you just look on chain, you can see there's nothing fishy going on. So, I couldn't have done this. This is something that takes a really good developer and team to pull off. And everybody who followed the directions so far is in the money, pretty much. If you're, more than 10 hours in. So that's great. I love how, it is a big issue that everyone talks about with Tomb, is that Harry holds it up. And that can't, in a decentralized system, that just can't be the case. What if he decides not to one day? Which, what if he loses, exactly. What if he gets liquidated and loses all of his money? Or, what if anything? That's why decentralization is important in the first place, so that there's no head of the snake to go for.
Yeah, it's just, it allows for people to feel safer, because I feel safer knowing that what happens to my investment is in the hands of thousands of people, and instead of saying, yeah, it's in the hands of one, and if that dude one day decides to dunk on you, you're done.
Yeah, which is what
T-Share
did go down.
We're not saying Harry's gonna. Yeah, and we're not saying Tomb's like that and Harry's gonna do that. That's not what we're saying.
Of course not.
We're just saying it's a possibility, or something else that affects directly one person, something that can have an impact directly on him or one of the other whales that really pulled everything up. And it's way safer if the power is spread amongst many people than concentrated on a few. And
That's the whole
we
point.
really,
Yeah, it's to have
it's how
one
crypto
person
was
control
designed to
it.
be.
Having one person control
It,
it contradicts the whole point of decentralization. It pretty much renders the whole thing not decentralized.
yeah, exactly.
So this is a great
And we're in the
ground.
world of DeFi. This is where decentralization comes to live.
Yeah, for sure. DeFi, Phantom. I left the exchanges a long time ago. I never looked back. I just used it to funnel money into DeFi because it's really there's no other place to be in crypto. Passive income is the way to go. And so far, the best contract I've seen for this is the Tomb contract and now Scarab, which Scarab seems to have much better community, even though it's brand new. You don't really see. I mean, the Tomb has a community, a dedicated community, but this is ground zero, day 4, and you made a massive splash. The Discord is huge. TBL's 7.4 million already. The price went from $800 to almost 7,000 in just a short time, and with a predictable consolidation and then a healthy stop to the consolidation. I mean, it probably didn't stop yet, but it's not just falling, which is what everybody wants to see right now. Is it gonna fall? And when it does moves like this, it shows strength. And with the order books like this, in the TVL and liquidity, it's all strong. I can't find anything I don't like or agree with about this whole project and every step you guys made in execution. I can't find a single thing I don't like. And that's rare. That's extremely rare. So congratulations on this launch. And I'm gonna be a staker. I'm gonna keep providing to this community and to this protocol as long as it lasts. Hopefully forever, man.
Thank you, and it's a big deal for us when people tell us these things, because it's very satisfying to me, for me at least, to hear people say, hey, I got in early and now I'm in profit, and thank you, and
That has to feel good.
I'm loving what you guys are doing. It feels great because it means you helped people.
Yeah.
It means that you had a positive impact and a couple of people, and it wasn't, we're not just a charity. We're not, of course, we're also making and trying to make money, right?
Sure.
But it just feels amazing to have people tell you that they're super happy, and they have been rugged like 5 or 6 times in the past month, and we're just for a legit project they could find, and then be satisfied and have themselves proven right. It makes us really glad, because it's a cold world out there.
Sure
Been
is.
rugged myself more than a few times. It's not a great feeling. It's not very fun, and yeah, I understand the pain of that, and I also get pissed when these things happen. So we were trying to give people a safe harbor, and we knew we would be a safe harbor for people, but people didn't know if we were going to be one or not yet.
Right.
And
So you had that confidence
you know,
going in, knowing you were doing it legit. You had that confidence going in, which probably served you well in getting the whitelist and the coin market cap and all that. Just your stature and the words that you speak and your documentation. It all clearly spoke honesty.
well, thank you. And one of the dev team is essentially we're all crypto lovers. All of us have been in crypto for a while. It's something we really enjoy. And actually, the two members that are not very outspoken and keep more privately, they themselves, and instantly when we came onto this, they said, yeah, I'm not going to work on this if anyone's planning to rug pull. I don't want to do this, and you know, I want to do this legit. And they talked to me and the mummy too. We were talking about this, and we said, yeah, that's not a problem. We really see it as a dumb way to go about things. If you commit a crime for not that much money, when you can,
Right.
create an actual business that works, make a ton of money, and help
Right.
people, and be legit, and create a reputation for yourself.
That's
So,
right.
it's short-sighted. It's just stupid. I think, all the devs who just rugged and ran are idiots. Essentially, they're all idiots.
I
No
don't think they could
exceptions.
have
They're
pulled it off
greedy.
anyway. They couldn't have pulled it off like this. People planning on rugging, they wouldn't have ran a good protocol anyway.
Yeah. So, the well, so essentially, how we wanted to prove ourselves is, the other two devs, we the problem for them to be alone on this would be they're really fucking good coders. One of them especially is like a goddamn genius. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met, but he is not a very social person in these things. And in a community driven project, you need to be outward and explain things, because in his mind it's like, yeah, I know I'm not going to rug, so stop asking me questions and
Yeah.
don't be a pain in my ass. And while I love him and he's my close friend, and I find him as genius, that would be lacking in a project like this, because you're never going to secure legitimacy if you don't expose yourself, if you don't talk to people, if you don't explain what's on your mind. And you're never going to secure that trust, because people need to talk to the person they're putting money in, and need to see
They do.
what that person actually believes.
Yeah.
And so we thought, the team would make a great, partnership between ourselves, because me and the mummy can help provide this, and stick on some of the other back end things that we have to do. And the other two devs mostly just stick to back end, but because they were not driven towards community, they would need us like we need them, essentially. So it creates a really solid foundation for us. We're really happy, because that means the team is composed by different types of people with different skills and different acquisitions, and it's really important, because if we were all the same way, then we couldn't fill out the gaps that the other guys have. Right? I'm not perfect. I don't do everything well, and I can't do everything on my own. And and uh, I, I think it's just normal. These teams need to be well structured and diverse enough to handle these situations and varying situations that we cross. But yeah, we really had a big focus on making sure that everything was legit. At the beginning, we were really skeptical still about doing QIC or showing our faces, because we were afraid of losing our privacy. But me had a talk, and we thought, yeah, we're gonna want to grow, and actually take a risk and see how far we can take this, and and expand. And we knew that to do that, and to be trusted and to be legit, we would have to be as open as possible. And since we've done that, it's just been amazing. People really responded to that, like, massively. I had gotten some advice about doing this sort of thing. It would really bring trust, and that it would create a lot more value towards our project. And at first I thought they were exaggerating, but after doing it, and after doing these pop-ups on chat, where I answer questions and talk to people. I try to do it once a day. Sometimes I don't, but I've been trying to do it at least once a day. And these things really help, because it allows people to know what you're about. And if you don't know what the person you're putting money in is about and believes in, you really shouldn't put money on them.
Right.
Because that's a risk. And in these projects, you're really invested in the development team more than anything else, because if they're scammers, they're gonna scam you no matter what. There's really no amount of control checks you can put in place for a development team who wants to not be able to break it. And so, if you're giving your money to a scam, you're gonna get scammed, even if he tries to appear as legit as possible, or even if he has a bunch of controls in check to show you, I removed this function or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but there's still 1,000 entryways. There is,
Yeah.
and you're gonna use them. So these projects, it's more about the team, at least at the very beginning. It's really more the team than some of the ideas themselves for a lot of people, because it's crucial to be putting your money in the hands of the right people. And we're trying to show people that, I can't guarantee that you're going to make millions of dollars off of me. That's not something I'm trying to do. But I can guarantee that I'm not going to steal your money, because I really don't want it.
Right.
I prefer doing things my way and having a clear conscience and getting steady growth than being greedy now. Like I said, I plan to make a name for myself in this industry, and establish myself and be someone people can trust in the community. And to do that, I really can't go around stealing people's money that doesn't belong to me.
Yeah, trust is, people look at the dev team. I look immediately to the dev team when I'm looking at a new project. That's why I contacted you on day one, and it was very bullish that you were up for an interview, even, because if people are planning on rugging, they don't want to talk to anybody really. You had a lot of documentation. Everything was clear and on the table before and after launch, and to this day I haven't seen anything that doesn't sit well with me. And I want to thank you for taking the interview. I know I ran late yesterday, so you actually took the time to reschedule with me today. I know you guys are getting hit with a lot of requests, so thank you for sitting down with me. Congratulations on the launch.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, and it's my pleasure, man. We at the very beginning, now we get hit with a lot of requests, but at the very beginning we didn't. And you came out to us and reached out to us when we were just starting out, and you thought you had seen some potential, and you reached out to us, and you didn't even ask us for anything, which, trust me, every single time I get approached, or 90% of the times I get approached, it's always, I have a marketing campaign for you, and I have this YouTube channel that's filled up with bots. Can pay me $1,000 for me to make a video that's going to have like 1,000 bot views, and congratulations, give me money.
Yeah.
And we really don't like that. It's really annoying. It's scammy and kind of disgusting. You didn't do that. You just were interested and wanted to reach out to us, and we thought, yeah, if I valued that you did that when we were small, I'm still going to value that when we're getting bigger. And I want to thank you for reaching out to us and being so cool. And I hope you're happy with your investment.
I am.
I hope you continue to be happy.
Thank you.
And congratulations on running an honest YouTube channel where it's actually rare to have someone not ask me for money for a YouTube video. It's really rare.
Yeah, I get it a lot too.
And it's it's really refreshing to see people who actually take pride in being honest with their communities and providing content that is honest. It's just your actual opinions and what you're investing in or what you're interested in, not just these guys threw money at me and now I'm going to make a video for them and shill for them and lie my ass off even if I don't believe in it.
Yeah, I've never taken a single sponsor's or anyone's money. I'm gonna put
and
all the links.
that's commendable.
I'm gonna put the Discord, the website, documentation, all Twitter, all your links in the description of this. Anything you wanna say? Got anything more to say before we wrap it up?
So I just want to give a big thank you to all of the community that's been with us and everyone that's been supportive of us. We really value that a lot. You're helping us to live out our dream, honestly. And we're gonna continue doing our best to make sure that we can live that dream. And to do that, we have to continuously get better and improve and compete. And we're trying to do that, and we're going to continue trying to do that until the very end, and until as long as I can. I'm gonna try my best. That's the only thing I can really promise you is that I'm going to try my best, and that the whole dev team is going to try their best. And we're going to continue growing. We're going to continue expanding, and as we do that, we really hope to take people along with us, and maybe one day reach a point where the OG people coming in can be chilling in our Discord and saying, yeah, I just retired because of you guys.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'm going to be very happy, and I think everyone who got in early is also going to be happy. And we really want to thank the community, because they're allowing us to do this, and they're what keeps this going forward.
Yeah, I see that. The community's great that you got going. And we can probably circle back at a later date and talk again.
Yeah,
I'm sure this is going to be successful.
Sounds perfect.
Like
that sounds perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, like you said, like you knew going in if it would survive launch. You guys pretty sure you got a handle on it, and you survived launch. So awesome, man, and everyone's happy with you. That's for sure.
Thank you, man, and we're gonna continue going forward. It's what we got to do.
I'm looking forward to talking to you again. That's for sure.
It's been a pleasure, man, and really has.
All right, you have a good one. Happy New Year's.
Have a good one. Happy New Year's. I know you have kids. A good year to them too.
Thank you.
And yeah. Have a good one, man.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night. That was one of the developers, or that was the Pharaoh, or the Pharaoh from the Discord, from the team. I would never normally talk about a project 4 days in, but you heard it from the horse's mouth. And not financial advice. Everything's a risk. It could drop right now, but that's crypto. There's your interview with the Pharaoh. Like and subscribe if you like the content. Links in the description. Join the Telegram, t.me/thecryptolodge. You can find the Scarab Finance Telegram and Discord in the description below. Thanks for watching.